That's before we include population growth coming into the country, manufacturing continuing to hopefully grow. It's struggling under this government, but will need to continue to grow. And so those opposite should understand that investors know there will be greater demand for energy. We will need every lever. We will need renewables, absolutely. We will need gas, absolutely. And we will continue to need to look at nuclear and be prepared to have a mature conversation. Because as many scientists, including Alan Finkel, the former chief scientist, have said, nuclear power is the only zero-emissions, base-load, reliable power that exists at scale in this country. Hydro is not possible. Hydroelectricity, that is not possible at scale in this country because of our geography and topography. And the reason gas also is so important in that mix is that it provides that peaking power that can come on. But many industries, including an industry I was lucky to work in, the food manufacturing industry prior to politics, there is no other energy source other than gas that can be used to cook the food, to cook the chips, to cook many of the products. Industry needs gas. So it is wonderful to see that those opposite are now on board. But there's a couple of concerns, particularly around the price of gas. In Victoria, we have a state Labor government that are opposed to gas, and they argue openly with federal Labor. So hopefully federal Labor can start to get control of state Labor, because this is the consequences of not having enough gas in the industry. And I want to quote from a local resident of mine, Cecil, who emailed me, and he said, and I quote, "Just received our gas bill, double the price, now $582. How does this PM in Canberra think pensioners are going to stop from freezing this winter?" The last thing I want to hear from him is, "I know things are tough at the moment." So many in my community rely on gas for their energy, but they also rely on it in an emergency and to build redundancy into the system. I'm concerned about this push for electrification of all houses and of all networks. In June 2021, my community was devastated by the June storms. It left myself and my family 3 weeks without power, but that was nothing. Many in my community were 3 months without power. But I know for a fact, because I lived it, we could stay in our home because we had gas. We had a gas cooker and we had gas hot water, and we were able to get a small generator to give us a little bit of power at night with the lights. And that's why you continue to need gas in the system. So we're going to electrify houses, the EVs, more demand. There is going to be so much pressure on the electricity system moving forward that all options need to be on the table, and we're not seeing the government prepared to have a mature conversation, have a visionary conversation and look 10, 20, 30 years into the future.